What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? We have a special guest with us today from the show, Chasing Dallas. We have one of the stars, one of the OG stars of the show, Dior, aka King Beautiful. So we're gonna bring him up so we can talk to him and see what is going on in Dallas. See what all is going on. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it. I know that the season is over, but it's still so much to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's still so much to talk about. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to start at the beginning and then we'll work our way to where we are today. But tell us a little bit about Dior. You shared, especially season one, your first season on the show, you shared some of your story with us, as it relates to your family and stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about Dior.
Okay, well, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm the second to the oldest on both sides of my family, father side, mother side. I have a lot of brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. Um, I started off as a dancer. I'm a dancer. I'm a hairstylist. I'm a fashion stylist. Um, and just a role model all in together. So yeah, I'm a Capricorn. My favorite color
Okay,
is red,
Capricorn.
but I like long walks on the
We
beach now.
know. Now, Tracy wanted me to ask you: is that a custom color that you do with your signature red? Because I gotta ask before I forget. Or do you? Is that like a standard red that she can buy over the counter because she loves your red? Huh?
Well, I do a mixture of magenta and red by L'Oreal. I mix them together.
Okay,
So sometimes my red might be more red one day, and then one day it might be like more on the magenta pinkish side. So it just depends on how much you mix in, how much you mix out. Yeah.
okay, yeah, because that is definitely your signature that you have maintained. So
Yes.
you're from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So as the historian in me has to ask, do you have any family that is connected to the Tulsa race riots or any of that in your that you know of that you because a lot of people obviously families were destroyed with that. So I
Right.
didn't know if maybe that's something you knew.
Yes, I have a few family members that was a part of that, but I don't have too much information on it because I've never sat down and spoken with them about it, and most of them are not here. So, I only go off of what I,
Yeah, yeah,
what I hear. Yeah. So, yeah,
yeah.
we learned a lot
They
about
would have
that.
been Yeah, they would have been kids. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. They would have been kids, but that's the historian in me.
Mhm.
That's just what that's at. Okay, so you're from Oklahoma, a lot of brothers and sisters, a big family. And how did you get to Dallas? How did you find yourself in Dallas?
So, I moved to Dallas. Well, I moved to Arlington, Texas, to start a dance crew. I had three undefeated dance crews in Oklahoma. I wanted to move to a different state and try to start another dance crew so we could go on America's Best Dance Crew. So that was my plan when I moved here.
Mm.
But when I
Okay.
got here, I saw that everybody had more things to do opposed to my little small city that I'm from. So they coming to
Right.
rehearsal and all that was like pulling teeth and nails. So it was just like, okay, maybe I'm gonna go to my second love, which is I started doing hair. Well, I've been doing hair my life, but I just put more of my focus into doing hair instead of dancing.
I see you. You have to send us some old clips or something, Dio. I need to see you out there.
Oh yeah, you will. You will. I'm
Ah,
finna be doing more dancing now too. So you'll see some
yeah,
more
I
recent
don't
videos.
think that's anything you never shared that with us, did you? On Chasing Dallas, I remember that story.
I think I've talked about it, but I don't think it made it to the show.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand. They got to pick and choose what they put out there, honey.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you started doing hair, which is how we know you. I remember in that first season we saw where you helped that young lady with prom. She sort of
Hmm.
had gotten jilted, and you and your friends sort of rallied to help her. And so we were introduced to you as a hairstylist, and then we sort of followed your journey. I know we had last season you had the building, you and your friend were trying to start the salon, and then some things went on with the landlord, and that didn't really go so well. So where are you now in your hair journey?
Okay, so now I'm doing a lot of more teaching. At this moment, I'm working out of a suite. Me and my best friend is working in a salon suite over by the Galleria Mall. I'm doing a lot of teaching and empowering most people because a lot of young black boys reach out to me and ask me, "How did you get to where you are? And what did you do to, expand your business?" So that's what I'm doing a lot of that, like mentoring, teaching, and things of that nature. Yeah.
So you are you enjoying teaching?
I love doing hair first off. I love doing hair. It like clears my mind. Like if I'm going through, if I'm having a bad day or anything, if I'm doing hair, my mind is good. So I love doing hair and I love teaching also because when I see somebody else doing what I taught them, I feel good because I'll be like, okay, I'm really helping them out in life. Because you can learning how to do like a trade like this, you can make money for the rest of your life if you're good at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're good at it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, the I've noticed up here, I'm in the DC area. Up
Mhm.
here, that sweet model is sort of what is really the thing now. Where I go to get my hair done, it's a suite. She has her own everything, and you're like in
Right.
your own private space. You don't really have to deal with anybody else. She has her bowl, she's got her dryers and all of that, and it's a big enough
Right.
space. They have everything there. Like you literally could go, and it's a huge building that they converted,
Hmm.
and you can get your nails done. I go there when I get my hair braided. It's the same building, just a
Right.
different suite. They have
Right.
people that do the eyebrow threading.
Wow.
They have
Yeah.
barbers. You name it, anything
Mhm.
under that cosmetology umbrella is there, and it's almost a one stop shop.
Right.
But it's
Right.
independent. So that's actually like I said, I don't know about down there, but that's really the model that seems to really just
Yeah.
sweep
Ours and
me.
our suite, we have a lash tech, we have a barber, we have locticians, we have
Mhm.
braiders, we have makeup artists, we have a nail
Yeah.
tech. So everybody's in there. So it's like a constant circle. It's like because most people come out, oh my God, I can get everything done in this one building. So
Yes.
yeah. So when we do get our own building, we're looking to do something the same way.
Yeah, I mean that just seems to be the wave, and even during the shutdown, of course they closed everything at first, but even when they opened back up, you still could sort of again you could keep things sort of to your thing. So yeah, that's definitely the wave. And I didn't realize your salon. When we came down there for the reunion, we stayed by the Galleria, so we were
Oh
over
yeah,
there
so you
near
was
where
right
your
there.
where your suite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
was right
stayed at
there.
that. We stayed at the Marriott, the Courtyard
Okay, yeah,
Marriott,
the
right there
Marriott is
by
like,
like
oh, that's
Western
closer to
Farm.
my house too. The Marriott is closer
Oh,
to my home.
okay. And we passed by the restaurant where you had your birthday party. I remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said that
yeah.
looked like.
Spatch.
I
Yeah,
said that
Spatch
looked.
is
Yeah,
right up
we
the
saw
street.
that.
Yeah.
Sure did. Sure did. See, look, we were right there. We were right there.
Right. I didn't know y'all
So
was here.
chasing Dallas. How did you? And you. This is your third season, right?
Correct.
So how did you get on? How did that happen? How did you get on Chasing Dallas?
Um, I think when I saw season one, I think I asked because I was doing B King. B King is from season one. He's a makeup artist.
Right.
I don't know if you
Right.
remember him, but me and him are
I
cool.
remember
We're
him.
close friends. And he and my boyfriend at the time were like gay brothers. So he came over to get his hair done. I was asking him how he got on the show and this, that, and the third. And he gave me Reese's information. So I think I inboxed Reese about like, how can I get on this show? Like, why y'all didn't ask me? You know what I'm saying? And she was basically saying like a lot of people like me and Ariel, they thought to ask us, but they thought we were going to say no because we were already, in our career, we was already up here, and they thought we were going to say no. But I
Mm.
was like, you should have just asked. So basically, that's how I got on the show.
Okay. Oh, see, look, what they say? Ask not. What they ask?
Right?
What they say? Ask
That's
not,
not getting my closed mouth don't get fed. One of them.
want not. Yeah, I know. Closed mouths don't get
Ask
fed.
not,
Yeah,
want not. Yeah,
maybe that's the better one I should stick with. Ask not,
yeah.
one not. I think is what it is. Yeah. So look at that. See, so you got on the show. I remember you from season one. And we were also introduced to again your members of your family, your gay family. That's how we met Trey Howard and Ariel. At the time, we saw your boyfriend at the time a lot, but we didn't really. I mean, unfortunately, we met him the night of the fight, but we saw him around. How did that come about? Like, how did you establish your this gay family? Because that's going to be important as we get into season three. But how did you sort of establish this gay family that you have?
So when I first moved to Dallas, I didn't know much about gay families. I didn't know much about gay or drag queens and shows, and everything was really introduced to me. And I met this guy. His name is Trey, not my brother Trey, and not Trey Womack. This guy is named Trey uh, Margella. I don't know if you know him. Y'all may not know him, but me and him came really, really close. And he introduced me to Shamar Collins Dupree, who became my gay father. And what they was basically
Okay.
telling me is gay families were there to help guide you through the gay life and your real life. So once I met Shamar, and he was like instilling so much information into me and like being a father that I never had, I felt like, I want to do the same thing for people who was in my position. So then
Mm-hmm.
I started recruiting, or people started asking me to be their parent. And it went well. Like um I just treated them the way I wanted to be treated if I had a father, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that came along.
I
And then
understand. Yeah. I understand.
a lot of people, like, once I get one gay kid, they got a friend, they friend be like, oh, I want him to be my father too. And that's how, my tribe began. Yeah.
Right. Now, somewhere I saw in a chat, it was actually the after show chat the other night. We're gonna get to that, but the after show chat the other night where somebody was asking, they were getting confused your gay family with a ballroom family. And I explained that. I know a lot of times because of polls and stuff like that, and legendary and stuff like that, a lot of time when we hear families and houses, we automatically connect ballroom now because that's sort of what the mainstream has been introduced to us. But your family is not a ballroom family. They're just
Correct.
it's just
It's
a gay
not.
family, like you said, of people who help navigate that life.
Right. Like, it's a lot of my kids have been disowned by their families, kicked out of their homes, no one to help them, like, financially, mentally, emotionally. And that's where I step into. But
Mhm.
I am also in ballroom, and I am in a ballroom family, but they are completely different avenues and two different
Right,
families.
two different
So
things.
yeah.
Right.
So
Which is really the
ballroom is
origin
more.
of ballroom, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, ballroom is ballroom. You're competing, you're walking categories, you're in balls. But the gay family,
Mhm.
like, if you happen to leave a ballroom family, this is like your second family, like, not your real mother, real father, but this is like the step under them. Like, you chose to be in this family, your chosen family. But
Mhm.
you know how in the heterosexual world where they be like, this is my cousin, but they're not really related blood at all. That's kind of the
Right.
same way.
Right.
Like, people adopt you into their family to, help you out through things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I actually was doing that yesterday. My I called my niece. I called her my niece. She's actually in a Broadway show, and she performed at the Tonys last night. So rather than have to explain, it's really my good friend's daughter. Like you say, I'm
Right.
like my niece, child. My niece is,
Right.
is at the
Right.
is
It's
on the Tonys
easier.
tonight. But like you said, you take that family. Yeah, you sort of connect that family. Okay,
Right.
Tracy said, "How many kids do you have, Dior? Have you lost count?"
Honestly, like, I mean, it's dwindling down. But the last I checked, I probably had like 26. So I'm probably down to like 22 at this point. But
Okay,
most of
all
them are
right.
grown.
Well,
Most of them are
it's dwindling,
grown.
but listen,
Yeah, most of them are
okay,
grown. Most of them have grown up,
okay.
and moved along in their life. They still check in with me. Hey, Dad, how you doing? You good? Type of shit, type of stuff like that. But yeah.
You can cuss, child. Go on, cuss. Be
Okay,
comfortable. You
okay.
be
I just
comfortable,
want to make
child.
sure.
Be comfortable. You can cuss. No, you good. You good. We try not to make it every other word, but you can cuss. I cuss. You know I cuss.
Oh yeah, I don't cuss a lot, but
So, yeah, you You say people like you always scare me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you always seem so calm. You seem so in control that when I say scare me, I mean because I feel like if and when you lose it, it's you lose it because you always seem to really be very much very controlling, very control of your emotions. Like, okay, I already know that I need to disconnect from this because I know that's gonna take me where I don't want to go. So when I mean by that, I mean I feel like people like you, if you are pushed like the other night, again we'll get there, but like the other night, I feel like you were like, you know what? I really didn't want to go there, but now
Right.
I'm here, and you about to get it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like,
Right.
and honestly, it was drama and all of that, but I really didn't take any glee in that because I know what we were looking at. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like it wasn't two people on a reality show that was just arguing. I knew we were looking at, like you said, a father and a son, and we were looking at a break that may never really be the same. I saw that, but I also know that the other night wasn't the beginning; it was the end. It had been building up to that. At least in my opinion, we'll get. I'm still letting people get to know who Dior is, but yeah, the fact that you're a Capricorn, so that my mom is like that, and that's how my mom is. My mom is very flat until she not,
Right.
So I
Right.
definitely understand that.
Right.
Yeah. Tracy said I missed my opportunity to snatch a wig when I was in Texas. I knew if I had known I was down the street, I'd have came through to give me a wig real quick, honey.
Next time you hear Tracy, come on and pull up. I got you, baby. I got you.
You know what? I've never had a wig install before. I've never
Oh, for
had a
real?
wig install before.
Well, I do braids also. I do
Mhm.
braids,
But I want
wigs, everything. I do it
to.
all.
Yeah, I do. In the summer, I keep my braids in the summer. Now this is my summer look. But I
You look
said I'm
good.
gonna give me a wig. I want a bob. I want a good old tight bob, honey. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
give me one.
honey blonde. Honey blonde would be
But
real cute on
I'm
you.
a okay, honey blonde. I love blonde. That's my color. I do my blonde like you do your red. Now I love me some blonde. I love me some blonde.
Hmm.
Um. Okay, so we're on the show, so forth. So okay, your house and everything. Now you said you are actually a ballroom. What do you walk in ballroom? What category do you walk in ballroom?
So now I'm in the fashion categories. I do sneaker versus sneaker. I'll do club wear. I'm finna step into doing labels. And then I'm gonna step into I'm thinking about starting doing Pretty Boy and Runway. And I might do Vogue depending on how I feel. But I don't want to get hit. I don't like getting hit. I don't like that. So it's just, you know, yeah.
You say, but I don't want to get hit. I'll play them games. No,
And like
sir.
when you voguing, they do a lot of voguing and
Okay, I would definitely be here. I can see that.
you actually gonna get hit a little bit. So it's like I have to bring myself to that to be prepared for that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you want to say what house you walk for? You don't want. If you don't want to put it out there, I don't want you to put it
So
out there if you don't
mainstream,
want
I'm
to.
007, but Kiki scene, I walk for the House of Nike. So there's two different
Okay,
scenes in
so
Call
you a
Room.
double. I didn't realize you were 007. Okay,
Yeah, so mainstream, I'm 007, but
okay
I'm
then.
looking at a few houses to join for mainstream. But in Kiki scene, I'm in the Nike house, the Imperial House of Nike. And my name in there is Gangsta Nike. So yeah, it's dope. It's real
Gangsta
dope.
Nike. All right.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, if y'all ever come through the DC area, let me know. I'll definitely come and support. I have to listen. I'm old. So yeah,
Don't claim it.
y'all gotta give me time so that I can come home and take a nap. Cause them balls they
Okay.
play, they start at 2 in the morning. They last 2 weeks. Okay. I'm old
Yeah.
now. So
Right.
I have to come home and take me a nap so I can be up at 2, honey. But let me know if
Yeah.
you come through the area. I definitely would love to come and see,
Yeah, I'm definitely
come and
planning to
check
come
you
to
out.
DC.
All right. So
I've
let's
never been to DC, so I do want to come there. So I will let you know when I'm there.
oh, hit me up. Definitely hit me up. Definitely hit me up. So let's fast forward now. Last season was a lot. I know there were a lot of ups and downs with production, with your castmates. I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you want to speak on it. If not, we can keep on and just go straight into season 3.
I can speak on
I
whatever.
don't know if there's
I,
anything you want to clear
you said,
up or anything.
what you want to know?
You know what? Honestly, I it's so old at this point. I don't even want to pick out a scab. I really don't want to know anything. I know that you, again, because of your personality, at least publicly, I feel like you try not to take sides. I feel like from watching the show, I feel like you started this season on one mindset, and as the season went on you sort of ended up in a different mindset, just based
Hmm.
on maybe more information, based on experiences. But ultimately I think you sort of stayed out of the mess.
I
Things
tried
got real
to.
messy last season 3. Yeah, I think
I
you
tried.
did. I feel like you did, at least from what I remember, child. That was a long time ago. Now, how did you feel about the way things ended? That reunion ended very explosive. How did you feel about the way things ended? It was a virtual reunion, and Reese just was like, cut it. And there just was, I mean, how do you feel like it ended?
I just feel like a lot of our fans and people was robbed of a good reunion. Like I feel like it would have been a great reunion if we would have just stuck through it. But um I just think a lot of people was in their personal bag instead of thinking about them everybody else. They was thinking about themselves when it comes to some of the production. Um so it was just like we was all in limbo. Like everybody that's in the cast was all in limbo, but it was just Reese felt she just felt like she had to do what she wanted to do when she did it. And we all didn't agree with it, but we felt like we still need to show up to some type of reunion because even if some of our fans were still in the room watching, we still would, come and give them that satisfaction just to see us on there. Because I honestly, right, I didn't get ready until like 10 or 15 minutes before the virtual reunion. I wasn't coming because I felt like it was like a slap in the fans' face. Like they really wanted to see what was going on. They wanted to hear how everything happened. And it was just like, fuck the fans. And I didn't like that. That's one thing I didn't like. But it wasn't up to me. So if it was up to me, we would have had a whole
Right.
reunion and everything.
And I think, if I remember correctly, there was an actual in-person reunion planned, and then the plan sort of changed and people weren't happy about it. Like, I know overall the cast was not happy about the virtual reunion. And I do know
No.
there was a lot of back and forth about whether people were going to show up or not. I do remember
Yeah.
that being a conversation about, a lot of people, not a lot, but people that I talked to, I'll just put it that way. They were really on the fence about whether they were going, like you said, and they were torn between this is some BS, but we owe it
Mm.
to our fans. And a lot of people were really torn. And so as a fan, I appreciate that y'all showed up for the fans, but I
Hmm.
definitely would have understood if y'all had said, yeah, we're not doing this. I would have understood it,
Yeah.
but I appreciate the fact that y'all did show up for us.
But I
Hmm.
do know, like, if a lot of the cast members were saying, like, Dior, if you don't go, I'm not going. And it was like, it's like a lot of pressure because I was thinking, like, I think on both sides of the fence. So on the fan side, I was thinking like, damn, they gonna be like, they ain't did no reunion, they ain't doing no reunion. And then on this other side, I was like, cast members, y'all doing a virtual reunion? Like, what type of shit is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was torn. And then if I didn't show up, I feel like 3 or 4 other people wouldn't have shown up, and then it would have just been like
Hmm.
flatline. And then they maybe wouldn't have not been a season 4. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna show up. At the last minute, I was like, I'm showing up. Let me throw my beads up in a ponytail. Let me get on this camera. You know what I'm saying? Just to, just so I could,
Hmm.
show my fans that I actually do love them. I love all my fans. Real talk.
We appreciate you. We love you too, Dior. We definitely love you too. So, what made you decide to come back? Because, contrary to popular belief, it wasn't a done deal that there was going to be another season. Like, I think people feel like it was automatically going to be Markel, and that no, like, there was a lot of conversation, and it was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with this. I don't think the fans know how lucky they were to get a season 4. So what made you, or how did that go with you deciding to come back, or the decision being made, you being asked to come back or however that went.
Well, to be completely transparent, um, me and Reese had become really, really close. We became friends, and being that Reese had got fired from the show, Reese started to do another show, and Reese had asked me to come to her show, but I had got a phone call from someone on Chasing Reality, and they was asking me basically like if I was coming back. And in my mind, I took it as if like, damn, y'all kicking me out or what? So I thought I was finna go with Reese. But when I had this conversation with the production of Chasing Reality, I started thinking like, I need to do what I want to do for myself. And I was like, I need to stay with Chasing Reality and not try to go with Reese because Reese's my friend. I was going to go over there because Reese was my friend at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
when I had the conversation with production from Chasing Reality, I was like, this is home for me. Let me stay here because why would I leave? I have no reason to leave, really. So I decided to stay there, stay with Chasing Reality, because that's home for me. I love Chasing Reality. I love Dario, Markel, all Jamar, all of them. I love them all. They're cool to me. So that's why I decided to stay there because I didn't know how this new venture with this new show was going to go, but eventually it didn't happen. So I think I made the correct choice.
Yeah, yeah, because that showed up for, and I mean, I know, Reese's a phoenix; he was going to rise, but
Yes,
that
always. Yes,
original
I love Reese
situation
still to this day.
did not work out.
Right.
Yeah, it did not work out. So yeah, you made the right decision staying with Chasing. And like you said, sometimes, and you're right, sometimes people have to, that's called being grown, when you got to make them grown decisions and you have to decide for yourself versus friendship or loyalty or whatever. You have to make a decision for yourself.
Right.
Okay. So let's get into season 4. Coming into season 4, after making that decision, right, woosah. After making that decision, did you anticipate that you would become the focal point of some of the main storylines this season?
Not at all. Like everything that happened on season 4, I was like, for real, for real, for real. Like, and I was like, okay, maintain your peace, stay focused, stay in your business, stay working, stay whatever. Cause it was a lot of times where I could have easily like been caught up in all the mess and saying, well, such and said this, such and said this, blah, 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 blah. But I was just like, no, let me just focus more on me and my job and what I'm doing here. So that, you know what I'm saying, when it do comes to this point, I can say I was in my own business. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it went for me.
Okay. So this is how, for the people who don't know, first of all, if you haven't been watching Chasing Dallas, you need to go back. You need to watch Chasing Dallas so you know what we're talking about. But for the people who've
Yeah.
been watching and following along, let's get into this. Now you started this season doing something different. You decided you wanted to go into management. And we
Yes.
were sort of reintroduced to Kesey. Now we met Kesey last year
Mm-hmm.
briefly. Carrie
Carrie
D
D
and Lon,
and London.
uh,
London.
and his partner. Um, Say it again.
His name is Lyndon.
Linden. I was calling
Yeah.
him Lon. I was getting confused with Lon D. And so we sort of we met him a little bit, but we see this season that you are working as his manager. Now that is a total. Now that I know now that I see that you ran your own dance team dance crew, it's not too far out. But for those of us who only knew you this season as a cosmetologist, it was kind of like, huh? So what made you
Yeah.
decide to go into management? I know on the show you said you wanted to do something different, but how did that even come about? Where did that come from?
So I have a lot of family members who have music business. I have cousins with studios. My little brother is a signed recording artist. I even have songs that I've recorded myself from back in the day. I was always into music, dancing and music. It all goes together. So when Kesey hit me up, said he was moving back to Dallas and he wanted to be around more people who's, positive minded, all that. I expressed to him that I still wanted to do some music, and still, and yet I still do. But I also want to work on the back end. I've already started, I already have been managing my best friend Jarrell, which y'all saw on season 2 at the fight. He was the one in the towel that was fighting that night. But um music music to me is my life, period. So when I expressed to him, like, I was thinking about being management, and he was like, oh, well, you can manage me. And it just bloomed from there. Like, it was just like, I don't know, it was everything to me. I love music.
Okay, well, listen, Kesey. I said this to people. If we're gonna look at chasing, let's look at chasing. And I said to people, Kesey, in my opinion, Kesey and Jet Jeff, in my opinion, did the best job of exploiting the platform in a positive way. Is what I mean, because Kesey and Jet Jeff gave us the process, and then at the end we got a product. We saw
Correct.
Kesey in the studio. We saw Jet Jeff in the studio. We saw them doing their video. We saw a EP release. We saw a video, debut. And then, like, that very last week, Kesey releases his EP. Jet Jeff releases the single. And that's what the brand is really about. It's chasing. What are you
Correct.
chasing? And so I know that Kesey didn't make a lot of rah-rah this season, but he gave us a product. And then we saw he released a music video last week, and you said that y'all were filming. I saw on his social media that they were working on another video. So you working him now. He working. Um,
Yeah.
and I heard you say that you have more artists. So who else are you working with these days?
So I'm working with Phenom, which is my best friend. I'm also working with Sante, my pretty boyfriend. He lives in it's also my child also. But she lives in Atlanta, has a lot of music out. If anybody's out there listening, go stream My Pretty Boyfriend. Y'all find her on any streaming app. Phenom he has about a few songs on SoundCloud, but we're working to get him in the studio to get his all his music out on the platforms. They're all there's 2 rappers and 1 R&B singer. Yeah,
Okay, so you said my pretty boyfriend.
My Pretty Boyfriend. Yeah,
All right, Tracy, if you get a chance, if you can find it, my mod, that's my girl. If you can find it on Apple, can you drop it in the chat so people, if you're seeing this in the replay, you guys find that link. I'm gonna have to go check it out when I get off of here. And I know on the
yes.
crew, a lot of people may not have watched the crew, Dallas, but you made a cameo where you did a runway show for Kendu. But we also met your brother, who you were saying is an artist. So we met your brother on there as well. So if you guys you didn't watch the crew, go check out the crew. I think it was episode 3 or 4, and we saw
Okay.
Dior walking in a runway show, and we met your brother who liked you because he's done features with some artists. Who was it? It was like a big artist that
So
he
he's done a
mentioned.
feature. He got a song
I don't
called
know.
"Don't Make Me Beg" featuring Little Baby. He also just released a
Okay, I knew it was somebody.
yeah, he also got a song called "If Pretty Was a Person" featuring Wale. So yeah, he's doing his thing. He signed with QC and all them. Everybody on his label is like the City Girls, Lakia, the Migos. He's all on the same label with those people. Yeah,
Okay, these are with quality. That's quality control, right?
correct.
Okay. Now,
Quite and Wolfpack.
now, yeah. Something you just said something. Oh, somebody asked in the chat. Now, Jet Jeff say he looking for management. Now, would you interested in managing Jet Jeff, or have
I
y'all
love
talked
me some
about
Ted
that?
Jeff. And Jet Jeff know he know we can all we gotta do is have a good sit down. So I'm literally finna have a sit down with Jet Jeff and also with Sean also because those are the 2 of the people on the show that I met and I clicked with. I love them to death. So I would love to manage Jet Jeff. So when we sit down and have our meeting and talk about what he's expecting from a manager, and if we on the same
Okay.
page, we're gonna get it together. Because I love Jet Jeff. Now that's who works. That's a worker. And he does it all right now. He's doing it all
Jet
by
Jeff is a
himself,
hustler.
baby. For real, for real.
Yeah,
So
because Jet Jeff is a hustler. I noticed that Jet Jeff is a hustler. Jet Jeff he's in the studio. He's got choreography and dances, and he's doing videos. So
He got it
yeah, shout
all.
out to did he look? He just dropped down. Jet Jeff just dropped down. He said, "Yes, manage me." Well, you heard what he
Okay,
said, Jet
Jet.
Jeff. He said y'all need to sit down and have a business meeting. So
Yeah, we gotta sit down
reach
and
out to
talk,
him
baby.
and y'all sit down and have a business. He said he would love to manage you. So y'all need to make it happen. Y'all need to make it happen.
Jet Jeff, let's go on a date and talk about
Okay. Now
business.
let's. Now I'm glad you opened up the door. So let's walk through it. Let's walk through it. Now you and Kesey.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just gonna be messy for a minute. I'm gonna be messy for a minute.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dior,
Throw it at me.
what what happened, if anything, with you and Kesey?
We had a conversation.
As far as intimately or flirty or whatever.
Intimately, nothing. Intimately, nothing happened ever.
Okay, okay.
Now, a lot of people say that I'm a real flirty person. Like by me saying, like when we first got on, I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that red lipstick look good on you." I'm a person who give everybody compliments. I don't see the negative or the bad in them people. I see what I like, and if I see it could be the most hideous person, and I don't know who that might be, walk in the room, but I'll find the best attribute in them. I'm like, "Oh, I love your shoes." And when I talk to people, I talk to them like I'm just leaving the brushes. Markel, shut up. Um, when I speak to people, I make eye contact and I talk, and they say that that's like it's flirtatious, but that's what I learned. That's how I learned how to communicate with people. So, um, as far as me and Kesey, there was never like anything between us. We talked about things that people wanted me to do with him. I let him know like the things that I said, and then I think because I was being very, very transparent with him, so I could let him know like I really want to work with you. And let me tell you this right now. So like in the back end, nobody gonna come back and say, "Well, Dior said this and Dior said that," without me telling him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am with anybody. Even when if I go have a meeting with Jet Jeff or Sean or even Astro, I will let them know what I feel, what I have said, and how I feel about them before we move forward with working. That's how I am.
So in the beginning, was it flirty?
It probably was a few
Okay,
text
listen,
messages.
both of
That
y'all
was no. Let me tell you. It probably was a few text messages, but it was before Kesey moved back here to Dallas. This is before
okay.
Chasing Dallas even started. But we decided us communicating and talking. We decided like a friendship and a work friendship relationship is made more better than us even trying to even think about being on that type of level, which we never thought about that. But I just nipped it in the button again, and he nipped it in the button beginning. Like, dang, what we here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, you this type of person, you this type of person, and I want to work with you. And I said the same shit. You this type of person, and I want to work with you. And it probably wasn't even that, but like mainly like us, we came into the show not wanting anybody to know that I was managing him. We made a decision before we started filming that we didn't want to tell nobody that I was managing him because of the negativity that was going to come behind it, or people saying shit or making up stories, which happened anyway because we decided not to say I was managing him. They thought we were doing more than just that, and that's not what it was. So it kind of like it
Oh, so
made
whenever see y'all show up together,
we never
go ahead.
showed
I'm
up
sorry.
together. That's the point. We, we never showed up together.
Oh,
We never did anything in front of anybody to make them think that there was something more. It was just it was honestly off the fact that the person had put a bug out there and nobody knew exactly what we was doing. So the only thing they could lean on was that bug that that person put out there saying that we was going together or whatever. So
got you. So we're
yeah.
gonna get to that bug in a second. I got one more question, and we're gonna move on from Kesey. In that first episode, Kesey did say that it was it was a little something, something. So what was that taken out of context? Was that editing? What was that? Because that I think for a viewer that made all of us think something, something.
Right. So before that scene, two people asked me what was going on. I said no, nothing. Then when I went outside and had the conversation with Robert on the rooftop, y'all saw that. When I came back in, we was asked four more times, do you and Kesey talk? Do you and Kesey got something going on? Are you and Kesey together? And then the last time was from Astro. All those three times we said no, no, no. When Astro said, is there a little banter or a little flirting? Kesey responded and said, yeah, there's a little something. So they took that as if we were talking. But keep in mind, three or four times before that, we said, no, we're not talking. No, we don't have nothing going on. No, 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 no. And we already said we didn't want to let anybody know that I was managing him because of the backlash that we was going to end up getting, but we end up getting anyways. It was just like, okay, so if you, I don't know if they still, I don't know if on the show we showed it because you could see me and Kesey in the background, like we was eating something, we was looking at each other laughing, like, bitch, they really over here trying to figure out if me and you fucking or whatever. But you know that's not it. But we was really trying to figure out who's saying this. Like, why are y'all asking this? You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of asking, hey, are y'all homeboys? Is that your gay father? Because normally I always get, when somebody hangs around me, they be like, is this your child? That's the first thing they ask me because I have a lot of kids. But that they went straight to asking me if we fucking or if we go together or if we talking. And it confused me. It confused Kesey. And we were just like, okay, you know what? We ain't got to even indulge in it. Just we ain't gotta say nothing. If they ask us, we'll let them know. If they don't ask us, we're gonna let them think what they want to think. We just want them to see once we on screen and they see the show, they see us working. We in a studio, we doing photo shoots, we doing video shoots, we doing, you know what I'm saying? This is what we doing. There has never been no time anybody seen me like, oh, Kesey this or nobody ever. So I was just thinking like, it's really weird. It was weird to me.
Got you. So, with that being said, did you think that that would roll over into the Tony situation? And I know we've nipped that in the bud. We
Mhm.
went over that at the reunion, but did you think that you guys leaving that sort of out there will roll over into the fact that Tony, who's best friends with Robert, used to date Kesey? Like, I know it's a small world, but did you think that that would be a thing?
No, I did think would be a thing because Robert is my brother, and I feel like if Robert would have just sat down and talked to me instead of listen to the rumors at that time, um, it would have been all nipped in the bud. You know what I'm saying? Eventually we did talk about it. We did get it cleared up. But no, I didn't think it would have had anything to do with Tony and Robert. No, I didn't. And I know a lot of people were saying like, we changed our story or something. It was never changed. We've always said no. And this is at the September to Remember party. But Tony was coming to the color party. So they was like, I changed my story after that. But no, baby. Everybody knew that I was saying no from the get-go. And Kesey was saying no from the get-go. So it was like it was just like weird. Everything was weird, but at the end I kind of understood what was going on. But in the moment, I'm just thinking like, because still and yet at this moment, we still don't know who's saying that me and Kesey had anything going on. We still don't know. We didn't know until the actual show aired who said it, who started the rumor. We never did know.
So was it Trey that started the whole rumor? Because I know you set Trey up for the kissing thing, but
Hmm.
was Trey the one that started all of it?
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So and to clear
Okay.
that up, like I really didn't want to like say his name. I was gonna say that person, but I'm not gonna be disrespectful like that because I still love Trey. So when I asked Trey, personally, like we was talk every day, like FaceTime before he did a scene, after a scene, whatever. And I was like, man, I don't know who going around saying me and Kesey is talking. Who's saying that? And he, to me, to my face on FaceTime said, I don't know. I don't know who's saying it. And I was like, okay. And I didn't heard from a couple people that Trey said it. And I didn't want to be like, well, my source is saying, my such and such said that you said this, because I don't like putting people, I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to tell my sources and be like, my source said that you said blah, blah, blah. That's not me. But with him saying that, I was just like, okay, I'm finna plant a bug. Boom. I didn't tell nobody I was gonna do it. I didn't tell Kesey. I didn't tell none of the family members, because keep in mind, all Trey's brothers and sisters is out here, and I'm just like, somebody's saying something, and they thinking that they saying that it's your child, it's Trey, it's Trey, it's Trey. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying that, but I'm just like, okay. So I decided in my mind to tell Trey, oh, girl, we kissed, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, but why would I tell anybody that I kissed somebody? That's stupid as fuck. Like, I would never tell nobody that I kissed somebody just randomly, you know what I'm saying? But he took the bait and he ran with it or whatever. And he told people. So, like, before anybody could come back and tell me that Trey said that we kissed, Trey called me. No, I FaceTimed Trey, and Trey said, "Ooh, I told him that y'all kissed." And I was like, what? So that put in my mind, so you the one saying we go together. But then I also thought, like, if you telling me that you told, if you're telling me that you told people that we kiss, but you're denying the fact saying that we go together, it was like still like confusing to me. Like, if you're not saying we're going together, but you telling me that y'all that I kissed him, it's crazy. So I'm still in a mindset thinking like, well, okay, well, Trey probably didn't say that we going together. And I never kissed. If anybody watching, me and Kesey never kissed, okay? Point blank period. But
Thank you for clearing that up.
yeah, we never kissed. I've never touched the man in inappropriately, nothing. We never done anything inappropriate inappropriately. No, nothing intimate, nothing like this. He's actually my friend. But it was just it was just confusing to me that he was saying that. So then soon as the show airing, I think it's episode 2 or 3. It's one of those episodes where Trey is standing in front of the DeAndre's event center saying, well, they together or whatever. And this is my thing. Let's say, even though it's not true, let's say I did tell Trey that me and Kesey was talking. Let's say that me and Kesey did kiss. Let's say that. Let's say that me and Kesey was in a relationship. Why would my child slash friend be discussing my personal business that I talk to him about to people who don't even fuck with me? People I don't know. It doesn't make sense to
Mm-hmm.
me. So I was just thinking, like, you're mad at me for setting you up, telling you this and that third, but yet I should be mad at you for out here just spreading my business to bitches who don't even like me. DeAndre didn't like me.
Willy nilly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why are you telling him, oh, well, Dior did this or Dior did that? Why are you telling him that? Why? So that's where I'm at with it. But I mean, Trey says he's here for a job and he's here to do this and do that and the third. So we even talked after episode 2, he did the after show, and I saw that he was talking about it, so I could tell that he was upset. So I FaceTimed him that night, and we talked about it. And he said that he misspoke about me being with him. He said he apologized about that and all that or whatever, and that I let him know that I did set him up, telling him that we kissed. I told him that on the phone. This was between me and him, and James was there also, so he heard it too because he was on FaceTime. And I explained all that to him, but we decided not to say anything about it till the reunion. But he's still saying that he's upset with me for letting everybody think that the whole kiss thing, that he made it up and all that, and I didn't defend him. But we decided not to talk about it to the reunion, me and him. So I'm just, everything to me is being taken back. I'm being taken back on everything.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Because we were shook. When I tell you, when you said that at the reunion, I looked at Abby looked at me, and then Dario looked at both of us with his mouth wide open. We were all shook. Even
Yeah.
Markel, you and Robert.
Yeah,
Everybody was like,
everybody, because I didn't tell nobody.
nobody knew.
I didn't tell nobody what I was gonna
Right,
do. I said, by any means necessary, I want to figure out where this rumor is coming from. You know what I'm saying? And I did not. The last person I would think is come from my own child, but the only reason why everybody was believing it is because it came from my child. Hey, Robert, I love you, bro. That's my little
right.
brother right there. Love him. But it I just felt like, damn, everybody. Only reason why everybody was believing it was because of this person is my child, and this person, all of my kids. Keep in mind, y'all, I didn't get into with a lot of my kids behind Trey. Because everybody think that I treat Trey like he's golden. He's my favorite. I show favoritism towards Trey. I do this for Trey. I do that for Trey. Blah 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 blah. And it's been an ongoing thing. But I don't change my relationships with anybody, any one of my kids, because my relationship with this person is going to be different from this relationship with that person and that person, that person. It's all about how you put yourself in my life. But still and yet, I still gonna treat
Right.
you like you're my kid. You're my kid. I love them all. Point blank, period. So it just kind of like took me back that it was coming from one of my kids who's was up under me, was up under my wing. The person who I basically put on this platform. So it was hard for me. Hey, really big you are. Yeah.
And that's what Tracy said. Tracy in the chat said, she said, I'm gonna be honest. Because it came from Trey, it held more weight for me. So
Exactly.
you were right.
And
Like
that's why
people
everybody
watching the show,
believed it.
like Trey said it. So there must be some truth to it because Trey said it.
Right. Right. And that's why my little
And I
brother
and I
Robert
think that's how
believed
a
it
lot of
too,
it came
because
out.
it was like, you know, he know the relationship that I have with Trey. Robert knew the relationship I have with Trey. So it felt like if Trey is saying this, it had to have some type of truth in it. But like when I talked to Trey and Trey was like, "Oh, I just misspoke. I was just overly excited. So I said that y'all was together." And I was just like, "Why would you say that? That shit not true." But
Hmm. Now I
here
know
we are.
that you and Robert are in a great space, so I don't want to start no mess. But somebody in the chat said, "What about Robert who brought somebody to the party to fight you? How do you feel about that?" Um, and the fact that the two of y'all kind of went back and forth all season.
So okay, so like okay, how can I explain this? When Robert heard what he heard or whatever, he was talking to me, during filming when we was on camera. But to my knowledge, what Robert told me, he did not bring anybody there to fight me. This is what my brother told me. And also Tony backdoored and said the same exact thing. So there's no reason for me to like say what they saying is lies. Keep in mind, me and Robert also had conversations off camera, behind camera, because that's my brother. And we talked about it. He apologized. I apologized to him. We cleared everything up. There was no reason for us to continue on going back and forth. Even though, keep in mind, the season is pre-recorded. It's pre-recorded and it was already recorded last year, some parts of this year. But even though whatever they said
Right.
during the season was said, but we already talked about it. We made up, and that's my brother. At the end of the day, that's gonna be my brother, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And Tony said that I did not come there to fight Dior, and Robert said I did not bring him there to fight Dior. So who else I'm supposed to believe? Everybody else? This is my brother. I've been knowing Robert longer than everybody on the show. Let's make that clear. I've been knowing Robert longer
Got
than
you.
any and
Got
everybody
you.
on Chasing
Got you.
Reality. So I'm gonna believe what he say, because he had no reason to lie to me. He ain't scared of me. I'm not scared of him. Ain't no reason to lie. So it went on like that. Now
All
he
right.
he did say some hurtful things on the camera. You know what I'm saying? I let him know, bro. That hurt my feelings. But you know what I'm saying? I understood why he felt the way he felt.
Right. And friends go through stuff. Like I think we'd be dishonest or disingenuous to say that we have never gone through something with people that you are friends with. You go through shit, you talk it out. The mature people can talk it out. Yeah, you mad, you vent, you might talk to a few other people first, But when
Mm-hmm.
I sit down and I talk to you, we're gonna have an honest conversation. We're gonna hammer it out and we're gonna hug it out and we're gonna move forward. And I loved seeing that at the reunion when Robert did apologize to you for because the fact that y'all had already talked privately, it means that much more because Robert was letting us know as the viewing audience, look, I'm sorry and I want to sincerely apologize to my brother. And I love that moment where y'all hugged and I
Yes.
felt the sincerity of it. You know what I'm saying in that moment. And so, but I think we would be disingenuous to be like, and I think that's where again production did a good job this season because these were real relationships. These were real
Right.
relationships. These are people that have established relationships with the three of you all, and so it made it very genuine, which brings me to the other night because I also know that what happened the other night it was genuine, but I know it was also very hurtful. And I know Robert
Yes.
liked to play hard on the outside, but I know it was hurtful to Robert as well.
He's still a teddy
I'm
bear.
gonna start where
Robert's still a
I'm
teddy
gonna
bear.
start from me, and then I'm gonna bring it to you. When at the
Okay.
reunion, when Trey denied no having a relationship with Robert, did that ring genuine to you, knowing the family dynamics? I'm not saying that Robert and Trey were best friends, but Trey almost made it seem
Right.
like he didn't even know who Robert was until y'all were on Chasing Dallas season 3. So how I mean, as you being sort of in the middle of that dynamic, how did that sort of hit you?
Um, it was. I was kind of like. It made me feel like, okay, somebody is really on a mission for something. You know what I'm saying? Because like, keep in mind, like they may not had like, they may not hung out together, or they may have not, went to the club or called each other on the phone or sent a text. But everybody knows Robert is my brother. There's no secret. We've been knowing each other for years. Everybody knows that Robert is my brother, and most of my pretty much all of my kids know he's my brother. So like when Trey made it seem like he didn't know him until season 3, I don't know if they showed my facial expression during that time, but I was just like,
I saw your
you know what I'm
face.
saying? You know what I'm saying? And then
I
when
saw
and
it.
then I even gave Robert a facial expression when they was asking about that, and Robert looked at me like, "Can I?" Like he looking at me like, and I was looking at him like, "Say what you gotta say." You're like, be real. You know what I'm saying? Because Robert Robert been knowing Trey. Trey been knowing Robert, so it wasn't like a surprise on, you know, oh, I didn't know that was my uncle, or I didn't know that that was like a part of the gay family type shit like that. So it kind of like made me feel like you really on this trip, you really on this narrative wherever you trying to push it at. I don't know, but that you on it.
Samara said, "Please tell Dior my mama and I love him. He is so sweet and always responds on any live if he sees it. Love you more. He is the sweetest." Aw,
Oh, I love
that's
you
so
too,
sweet.
Samara, and also tell your mother I love her too. And if y'all ever in Dallas, come see me. I can do y'all hair for a discount. I don't mind. I love doing hair.
There it is. There it is. There you go. Right.
Yeah,
And I saw your face. Listen, I saw your face and Robert's face. Um, and even though Markel did a good job with the reunion, the fact that he
he did real
knows
good.
y'all, his face gave it away too. He may not have
Yeah,
realized it, but he made a face too. He made a face a couple of times.
right,
He
right,
definitely made a face.
right. And
Um,
like at the reunion, I wasn't really in the best place at the reunion. Like I wasn't gonna show up because the day before my auntie passed away, and I was like really like down. So that's why if y'all see me a lot of times putting my glasses on, because I was crying. I was crying pretty much half of the reunion because my auntie my auntie, she was my only gay auntie. And when I came out being gay, she was there for me. She guided me through, the gay stuff, and what I need to be prepared for, don't do this, don't do that. So when she passed away exactly the day before, and I wasn't gonna come. I wasn't gonna show up. And a lot of my mama,
Aw.
the reason why I did show it was because of my mother. My mother was like, the funeral is not tomorrow. You got obligations. Show up for your obligations. Be a business first. You can take care of this later on. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason why I was there, because of my mother. If it wasn't for my mother, I would have not been at the reunion at all. But shout out to my mama. I love her so much.
And you
So
know what? You're a lot like me. Shout out to your mama. Yes. You're a lot like me in that sense, that because I remember you telling me that. You told me you weren't gonna come to the reunion, but you didn't tell me why. You didn't.
right,
You never. You. I don't know if you told other people, but I know you didn't say. But I remember you saying you didn't make up your mind until the last minute. You just got up that morning and decided you were
right,
gonna come, but you never said why. And I'm the
yeah,
same way. I would have never said why either. I would have done the same. And I'm very much like that. Like when I have
mm-hmm.
I had a death in the family, and the funeral was Saturday. Well, the memorial was Saturday. Most people who know me don't even know. I'm just not
Right,
that person. So I
right,
definitely understand. But that goes back to what you talked about this season, about how you just take things yourself and you don't really put a lot out there and you don't really share a lot. Not that you had to tell me your personal business, but I'm just saying you went
yeah,
through that whole reunion and you never brought it up. And I think,
right.
do you think that maybe people would have felt like maybe you were using that as an excuse, or you just chose to just keep your grief to yourself?
Yeah, I just feel like people would be like, "Oh, he's just saying that just because," you know what I'm saying. But let's be clear. That's not the first person I lost this season. I lost my brother-in-law, my niece and nephew's father. He passed away, and one of my close friends. She passed
Mm.
away. This is during the season, so a
Oh,
lot of times when y'all see me filming and I'm just over there, just like in my own world, it's because I don't have enough. I don't have the capacity or the strength to even be in none of this mess, because I'm over here dealing with death. And death for me is hard because
wow.
I have separation issues. I have separation issues. I hate losing people in my life. I hate losing friends. I hate that because I feel like I put so much into this. Why can't we work it out? You know what I'm saying? So when death, I can't work out. You can't work out issues with death. Death is on all of us. Everybody's going to die one day, but it's just like
Yeah.
losing a friend
Yeah.
and a brother-in-law, then my auntie. Like it was like back to back to back. And it's not even the first season. Even like season two, I lost my stepmother, I lost my grandfather, and I lost my nephew. You know what I'm saying? And my nephew, who's I wear on my neck. If y'all ever see me, I always had this on my neck. So I lost them season two, and I was going through a lot then, but nobody ever knew because I didn't. I'm not the type of person to be like say what I'm going through because everybody, these people, some people would say, "Oh, he's just saying that because of," and this is an excuse for blah blah blah, and that's not. I don't need sympathy. I don't want
Wow.
none of that. I feel like I'm a strong person, but like the hardest person that the hardest thing that I went through was season two was person when this person was gone. You know what I'm saying? And there was nobody there for me, you know what I'm saying, besides my close family. And I want to cry right now because
Yeah.
touchy.
Oh, don't
It's
cry,
touchy.
D.
You know what
Oh.
I'm saying? So it's like I hate losing people as far as like friendships and all that because a lot of people that was close to me have been taken away. And not naturally, unnaturally, people killing them type of things. You know what I'm saying? So like when I lost my nephew, like a lot of my quote unquote kids, they wasn't there. They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? That same year, I lost a close friend named Gucci. I lost my friend Gucci. I went to his funeral. The night after that is when I found out about my nephew. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I was going through a lot. Season two, season three,
Wow.
I went through a lot. Now season four, I went through a
Yeah.
lot. I lost my brother-in-law. I lost my auntie, and I lost one close friend. You know what I'm saying? So it was like hard on me. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to say
Yeah.
I'm going through this. I don't want sympathy from anybody because you know what I'm saying, I'm strong enough to deal with it on my own. But it's like people tend to feel like, oh, you not there for me. You not there for me. Where was you at when I was going through whatever I was going through? Did you call me and say, hey, are you okay? No. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with a lot of things with certain people. I wasn't gonna cry on this, but
I
I'm sorry.
understand. So first of all, I hope you feeling it. I hope you are feeling the love. Cause listen, I'm sending it to you. The chat is sending you the love and hugs and all of that. So hope you feeling it. I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I'm definitely sorry that you were going through so much that you were doing that in silence. You have to find a way to open yourself up to people because it's easy for us to suffer in silence.
Who was that?
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta let it out. You gotta find a way to let it out.
Yeah.
Tracy telling Markel that he gonna have to dig deep with you next season. Okay.
Yeah.
Markel talking about something he put in his 2 week notice. Ain't nobody dealing with Markel.
Markel,
Now
look,
with that, I hate
I'm coming to your house.
exactly. No, no, sir. No, sir.
I love
I
Markel, y'all.
now I hate to transition into this, but you know we got to go there. I know we got to go there.
Hold
Is
on, wait,
that
one
sort
minute,
of
one moment,
why
one
you
moment. Give me
maybe
one
kind
moment.
of side eye? Go ahead, go ahead, go
One
ahead,
moment. One moment.
go
Oh
ahead.
shit.
Robert says, which is why I said I genuinely like I love you, big bro, but we had talked and you know my heart with it all because I wasn't there and never realized, but now I love you. Oh, I could hear Robert saying that too. Markel, while Dior is taking his break, listen, there will be no 2 weeks notice around here, sir. No, sir. We don't accept your
I got
resignation.
40 minutes.
We don't accept. So, with that being said, go on over there, start working on your storyboard for next season. Ain't nobody got time for you and your mess, okay? Nobody got time for you and your mess. You had your week, you had your birthday celebration, you had your week. I just got back from vacation. I'm all caught up on the foolery. Yes, you had your vacation. Robert Markel said this on. Markel Robert said this on site. Exactly. Get him, Robert. Get him.
Okay,
Get
y'all,
him.
I'm back. I have to go to the restroom.
No problem. You listen. I get it. I get it. I get it. Robert said, which is why I said I genuinely love you, big bro. And we talked, and you know my heart with it all because I wasn't there and never realized it. But you know I love you. So
I love you
yes,
too, brother. Yeah, and it's
Lord.
part of my fault because
Robert. Markel need to burn that. He can't.
it's partly my fault because I sometimes I don't be. I know a lot of people go through things or whatever, and then like sometimes I don't like to put my problems on other people because it's just like, oh, he's talking about himself again. You know what I'm saying? And oh my God, it's something always going on with
But you
Dior. You know what I'm
don't
saying? So,
though.
yeah, I don't, but it's just I think that it's a thing that I learned along the way. Because back when I was younger, I would be like, "Well, you did this, and you." I will always be this person. But my big sister, the one y'all met on at my birthday party, when I was talking to her,
Mhm.
she kind of taught me a lot. She taught me how to not, always blame others for things and realize what part you played in it, what part I played in it, or whatever. So that's how, and I took that as if like, quit putting everybody in your business sometimes, or stop making everything about you. And it's just a thing that I learned along the way. But I feel like here lately, I've been practicing like not to be so shut off and closed off from the people who love me. Not the people who don't really know me, but the people who love me, my family, my friends, like Robert and, you know, at the time Trey and my real family and my gay family, not being so shut off from the world. So yeah,
There you go. Well, you going you gonna do better. Letting
yeah,
people know. You gotta let
yeah,
people know you're gonna do better. Okay, I'm speaking
yeah,
that on you.
yes,
Right, and that's right. Tracy said we never see that on camera, and so you have to stop holding back. We want to see more. And not saying you got to share your heartbreak. That ain't what I'm saying either. But we want more. We want to see more of that. Because
absolutely,
we know there's more to Dior than doing hair. We got to
right.
see a little bit more this season with the management and stuff like that. So let's just
Hmm.
go ahead and clear some stuff up. A whole lot went down the other night, child. A whole lot went down the other night. And I know before I go there, I know you still love Trey. So we're gonna be as careful about this conversation as possible. But like I said, I feel like you just lost it. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
enough was enough was enough. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the part that got you was when Trey said you don't really fuck with me in real life. And I think that's what did it for you because I feel like that's the part that hurts you. So with that
Yeah.
being said, let's go back to the season as well. Trey started off the season basically saying he didn't feel like you were there for him. Now we just went through that whole thing about listen, I had a lot going on and you weren't there for me, which you did address. Do you feel like that was genuine, or do you feel like that was Trey doing his job? Because I feel like, and I like Trey, baby, I love you too, but I feel like every time Trey was confronted with some mess this season, it was, well, I was just doing my job. I was just doing my job. Do you feel like that was him doing his job, or do you think there's a genuine thought
That
there?
was him. That was definitely him doing his job. And like I've been seeing a lot of comments and a lot of posts saying that, I'm wrong or I'm a bad person for, saying or mentioning the things that I did do for Trey. But what people have not realized or probably have not seen, this is not the first or the second time Trey has said on a public platform saying that I don't support him or that I wasn't a real gay father to him or that I wasn't there for him or I don't fuck with him. That's not the first time. But I have never said anything. I never responded back. I never said anything back on any social media or any public platform. So for me to hear that again this last time, it just struck a nerve in me. It struck a nerve in me like I can't believe he's saying this again. So I'm gonna lay out here everything that I did for you. Keep in mind, I could have went further. I could have went further. I could have said a whole lot of other things, but I didn't go there. And I want to apologize to you, Really B, and then everybody else that was on that panel because that's not the type of person I am. I feel like I feel like I could have said those things privately to Trey. But when a person constantly put you out on a public platform saying that you don't do this, you don't support them, you're not here for them, you're this and that third, you have to let the public platform that he put it on, let them know this is what I did do for this person. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even me trying to get no one up on nobody or nothing. I was stating facts. I don't like to get into it with people. I don't go in back and forth. I don't argue. I don't do that because the only thing I can say is the true facts. I'm not going to make up nothing and say, oh, well, I did this and I really didn't do it. I'm not going to turn around and say anything that's false. So that's why I choose not to get into it with anybody because I'm going to pull out facts. I'm not going to say nothing shady. I'm not going to say nothing that's fun shade or I'm not going to do that because I don't know how to read people. Ask Robert. Robert knows. Robert would read people for me because I don't know how to read. I'm not a reader. So when it comes down to that, all I can do is speak on the true
He just
facts.
said that in the chat. He literally just said that.
Yeah, because he say it
He
for me.
literally
That's true.
just
That's
said
true
in the
too.
chat. He
My
said,
brother,
I
he
say it for
always
you.
like when it came down to me arguing with anybody or saying because he knows like I'm not good at arguing. I'm not doing that because I will state the facts. I'm not gonna do it. And Robert would be there for me. He would like, and he'll read them hoes from head to toe. And period. But when I'm gonna touch him, and not gonna touch me. You know what I'm saying? So like me and my child at that like that night, like after I got off of there, after I got off the live with y'all, and I stopped saying what I had to say, and I said I'm done with it. From now, I got off because I knew like I'm doing something that I normally don't do. I'm not. I don't. Everything that I do for anybody in my family, friends, associates, even strangers, I don't. I don't. I don't throw it up in their face. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the big problem is right now, is because I mentioned the things that I did do because you started off the whole season saying that I didn't support you, and I was his biggest supporter out of his real family and his gay family. I was the biggest supporter. Like, keep in mind, Trey wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for me in my hand. Not saying everything I did put him there, but most of the shit I did put him there. I got him on Chasing Dallas. Keep in mind, they wasn't going to put Trey on Chasing Dallas because they felt like he wasn't groomed enough for it. Like, not saying like look wise, but as far as mentally wise. You know what I'm
Age
saying?
wise.
And
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
they they convinced him to come on the show as a shit starter. And when he said it, I said, I don't think that's a good idea because, blah, 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 blah. And they wasn't going to contract him because they wanted him to get into a fight. They wanted that all that stuff to happen. You know what I'm saying? And here I am, like, trying to stop the fight and this, that, and the third, and boom, I'm in the middle of it. So
Yeah, you were.
for me to hear this person who I get into it, half of my kids about saying, you show favoritism to Trey. You do this, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Here I am, this person saying, you 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 don't support me. I wasn't a father to him. I don't fuck with him in real life. Um, Keep in mind, it's a lot of things that I could say, y'all. And I'm not gonna mention on it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I still love Trey. I still love James. Even with James, that's Trey's boyfriend. But before that became Trey's boyfriend, he was my child first. We made them choose who was gonna stay in the family because we don't let brothers and sisters date. So one of y'all had
Oh,
to choose
got you. Okay.
which one of y'all was going to stay in the family, which one of y'all was going to ever. But I still treated James as if my child because to me, James is like a mini me. I say this to everybody. James is a mini me. He acts like me. He thinks like me. He's a beautiful soul. I love James. So now at this point I feel I have lost two people that I really really cared about, but it wasn't on me. It wasn't at my expense. It because y'all chose to be this. Dior, you don't owe us an apology. It's someone who's up there. Oh, thank you. I don't know how to say the first name, but the last name is Ratchet. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Angela. She Angela.
Oh, that's
Angela.
Angela. Okay, I'd say Angela, but I didn't know. But thank you, Angela. But like, still to this day, y'all. Even though me and Trey and James we decided to part ways completely. So everybody knows that we decided to part ways completely. I still love them. I'm still I'm proud of Trey of doing everything that he does. There's nothing I wish nothing bad on none of them. But only thing is I just really wish you would not try to make me out to be the person who was not there for you when I was the main person there for you. You know what I'm saying? That's where my feelings was hurt at. And that's when I was mad and I just blew up. And again, I'm gonna apologize for being that
And
person.
again, I'm gonna agree with Angela. Right. Well, I appreciate the apology, but you don't owe me one. I agree with Angela. I was up there, and I think that you took a lot of hits this season, and I think that, like you said, every day embrace. And I think that like you said, you could have went deeper, and you didn't. You did just enough. You kind of tapped his hand a little bit, and you did enough. I don't think you did. Listen, I don't think you did anything wrong, and I appreciate the apology, but I don't think you owe me one. And I don't think you owe
Okay.
anybody up there one. I know that's not where you wanted to go. I know that's not who you are,
And
but
let me
I
clear
don't
up the
think I
apology.
think at a certain point you just defending yourself.
Let me clear up the apology. I don't apologize about what I said because everything that I said was the God honest truth. I'm only apologizing because I did it on a public platform, and that's not my character. That's the only reason why I apologized. You know what I'm saying? But everything that I said, everything that I said on that live was the God honest truth, and I have that's how I really felt. And like right now, like even like so Chasing Reality reposted a piece of the video. Like now, and a lot of my kids didn't see the video, but like now I'm getting all of my kids is like Trey of all people. Trey of all people. Everybody's saying that they start off Trey of all people. Trey, because they know like how I was there for Trey, me personally. It's been times where everybody told me to cut Trey off. Trey will sell his soul for clout. Trey will sell his soul for likes and clicks and all that. And James been one of those victims. Let's be clear, but I still stuck by his side because when I say this is my friend, this is my child, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is if I give you any title in my life, I'm going to go hard for you, and I'm not going to just dismiss you that easily, that quickly. But don't want nobody ever, none of my family would ever sit up here and say I never did nothing from Trey. You can ask any one of my kids, and if y'all need to know who my kids is, go back to season 2. They show every last one, well, most of them. Hit them up and ask them how was Dior with Trey? Do y'all research? Because everybody knows that I was one of Trey's biggest fans and biggest supporters. And I still care about him. I may not support him no more, but I still push him. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And like I told him, I said, only way things is going to happen for you is if you fix yourself. Because if you don't fix yourself, everything that you prosper and everything that's coming in your life is going to ruin. It's going to go bad if you continue on being the same person to everybody else. And I love Trey. And Trey, if you watching this, I love you. James, if you watching this, I love you too. But y'all need to stop with all these subs because it's not cool. Period.
All right, last question, and we moving on to what's in the future for Dior. And the only reason why I'm doing this because I gotta clear this up because my baby daddy was out there, so I gotta clear this up for my baby daddy. Was Robert sending messages and texts to your ex? Because that's an accusation that Trey put out there during y'all exchange, and that would make Robert look like a hypocrite if he was pushing up on your ex. So I want to clear that up before we go down that road. That'll be next
I,
season's storyline.
I, I'm not talking about that.
Okay. No problem. Moving on. So, what's in the future for Dior? What is in the future? I know you said you want to get back to fashion, and we know you're doing the management. What's in the future?
I'm definitely working on a lot of things. As you already know, I do have my growth oil and ready to be sold. I have my growth oil. I also have
Okay.
scarves and I have hats and hoodies and t-shirts. I'm also starting an accessory line. I'm wearing some of my accessories now, like these earrings here. You can get those and all that. Um,
Okay.
also, um, also, I'm working on doing more teaching. I have a class coming up August 11th. If anybody's here in Dallas, y'all pull up. You know, I'm teaching there. It's called the Beauty Experience, put on by my close friend called. Her name is Christina. Y'all saw her. She was my assistant at Kesey's photo shoot. So she's having a beauty experience, and we're going to you know do that annually every year, learning any and everything that I do. When I tell you I do everything from braids all the way to coloring, everything, I do everything in hair. So definitely be doing all of that. And my growth oil right now is $12. It's mixed up with 8 different oils. It promotes growth and it's for healthy hair. It also works on beards and anywhere you want hair to grow.
I'm about to say Markel needed for his
Basically.
beard. Can you drop
Oh,
off some
Markel
to
trying to get a
Markel? He needs
beard.
some for his beard.
You want to be beard gang now, Markel?
Can you help Markel out?
I got you, Markel.
Now, do you
Matter of
have a
fact, I got a
web?
bottle
Do
for
you
you
have
for
a
free.
website?
Okay, so right now I'm right now I'm doing everything through Instagram. My website is currently being built.
Okay,
I'm picky, and then the lady who I'm
got
working with, she gets frustrated with me because I'm picky. I don't like this color, and I don't like those fonts, and I don't like. So we're back and forth with it, but the website will be here soon. But right now, we're doing everything through Instagram. So if you have any questions, just DM me. I have 2 pages, but my third page is going to be called The Palace by King Beautiful, and in The Palace, you will be able to get like anything done. Like my outfit that I wore for my birthday, the red feather outfit, I made myself. I'll make those also. The black outfit that I wore to the reunion, you can also get that through me. I do shades, I do boots, I do custom shades. I'm sorry, custom shades, custom boots, custom anything. I'm all the way around. So anything that I wear and anything that you see me in, I can promise you I can get it to you.
okay. Because somebody asked about them shades you wore at the reunion. Somebody asked about those.
Yeah,
So
I
we
actually got
okay. So
those
I
for
have your
sale.
Instagram up there. So y'all reach out.
I have those for
Oh, they
sale.
okay,
They're going for
Tracy. Instagram him because he got those shades for sale.
thank you, Tracy. But yeah, I have those shades off
Yes,
in
honey.
silver. I have them in silver, I have them in red, and I have them in black right now. I'm working on other colors, so give me a moment. But right now, the red ones is everything. I think if y'all follow Kesey, he performed in the red ones in Houston. The boots he had on, I made for him also. And then I wore the silver ones too. If y'all follow me, I wore those to the premiere of the Chasing Dallas season 4. I have the silver ones and the black ones. So yeah, I will have all those available for you guys.
Okay, now. All right.
Okay
So
now.
y'all see that there's a lot, right? Because listen, there's a lot coming from Dior. And I'm glad that we talked. I'm definitely glad that we talked because I think because you're so quiet and because we now understand why you've sort of taken a back seat. But we got a chance to really get to hear a lot. People in the chat are saying, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." So I know I did. I always loved you, Dior, but it's definitely been a great opportunity to talk to you more. I told you it would be 45 minutes to an hour. We've been here an hour and a half.
Mm. When it get good, it get
Just
good, baby.
talking and
It get good,
stuff.
it get good.
It gets good. It gets good. Exactly. Exactly. So I look forward to. I definitely am going to reach out to you. I needed your oil last year. My hair broke off really bad last year. It's been growing
Mm.
back, but listen, you can never listen. I need some of that oil. I need some of that oil.
I got you.
But
Just DM me
definitely,
your address. I'll
definitely,
get you a bottle for free.
y'all make sure y'all reach out. Oh, I'm a inbox you now as soon as we get off of here. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you everybody in the chat, the people who asked questions. And again, follow up with Dior in his inbox at his Instagram. If you want any more information on anything he can do for you, make for you, send to you, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much, Dior. I appreciate your time and
I
for
love
being
you
so
really.
transparent, open. I appreciate that as well.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I love you too. Yes. All right, you about to be my brother-in-law, because that's my
Okay,
baby
let's make it
daddy.
happen. Oh
Right,
yeah, I
that's my
forgot
baby
you are
daddy.
my brother's baby mama. I know that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, I'm the baby
My
mama.
okay,
Yes,
sister-in-law, I got you.
yes, yes.
We coming to
All
DC to
right,
see you,
thank you
baby.
so much, and I'm out, y'all. I'm about to hit the button. Make sure you do seriously. Make sure you hit me up and let me know.
Okay.